everyone, I'm Michael, and welcome to Happy Friday. Hey everyone, welcome to an extra special edition of Happy Friday. We are going to be doing a kind of combined show today. It's going to be a little bit of Tipsy Tuesday and a little bit of Happy Friday. But before we get into all of that, I should introduce our wonderful producer. Who do we have today? It's Mr. GP. How's it going?
I always forget to turn my mic on. What's
yelling.
up, everybody? We're back.
How are you today, Mr. GP?
I'm good. Gonna have a good, long, fun show today.
Yes, we are. So let's get into it. So before we start, be sure to like and subscribe. We want to hear everything you have to say, so be sure to comment as well. We love interacting with all of you. And to get this party started, we have a cocktail. Who's talking about it, Mr. GP? Is it you or me?
Why don't you introduce it?
Okay, so we are having the Goody's Ultra Margarita. Now, this one is, what makes it ultra? Let's find out. It's tequila, Patron orange liqueur, Cointreau, orange juice, lime juice. You put it all in a shaker with ice and shake, strain over fresh ice, and top with 3 ounces of sparkling water, and you are set to have an awesome weekend.
Tastes pretty good.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to take
You
my
did
sip
good.
here. That is good. Woo. Nice, I know how to make them.
That's right.
Okay, so we have a quote for today, and this quote is, "I woke up this morning, so this world still needs me." And this comes from Linda Ann Eaglespeaker, who was a former coworker of mine at a Native American nonprofit here in Minneapolis. She had said this quote while we were all meeting during the pandemic, and so we were all meeting over Zoom, and we were all kind of like, oh, what's happening in the world? And hearing just her quotes every morning meeting just chilled all of us out. And I just love that so much. If you woke up today, the world still needs you. So don't forget that.
That's beautiful.
It is. We got to give some shout out to Linda Ann. Love her. All right, moving on. We've got quilts on set. So
What you got behind you?
I have behind me Zoe. I don't know if we can see it. There we go. Zoe. I love this quilt so much. The strips in it, the half square triangles. I mean, this one I would say is in a more Christmassy colorway or like a holiday colorway, but I have seen this quilt done in so many different colorways and it never ceases to just like blow my mind. And behind Mr. GP, we have Matrix. This is another kind of mind-blowing one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like this one a lot.
Yeah, the blues and the greens, the reds, can't go wrong with that. Awesome. All right, so because this show is a combination of Tipsy Tuesday and Happy Friday, we have a lot to get through, and out of respect for that, we are going to be skipping the national days, and we are going to get to the thing that you all wanted so badly on Tuesday. We have it for you now. It is the Strip Cocktail Strip Along Part 3. So I'm going to zip my mouth, and we're just going to play the footage.
Now that we have all of our blocks done, both block 1 and 2, numbers of course depend on the size you're doing. You're going to have 1 extra block of block 1 unless you're doing the full size. But everything else, we are ready to just start laying our quilts out, which is very, very simple. So we're just simply going to alternate the block 1 and block 2. So we are laying them vertically, and so this is just going to alternate. The great part about this is you're not matching any seams, so you really don't have to think much. So I would just lay out my blocks. So the first row will start and end with block 1, and then the next row will start and end with block 2. So odd numbered rows start and end with block 1, and then the even numbered rows have block 2. So your layout will end up being something like this. I'm missing one here. So you'll end up like this. Now, if you wanted to really make this your own and try something different. Because these blocks are rectangular, it really doesn't matter if we lay them out vertically like this, that is the longer sides being vertical. You can also, if you want to do something different, lay your quilt out like this. So this is especially a helpful tip to do if you maybe need a certain size that is an in-between size than what we have here, because of course the rows are going to be longer if you use the same amount of blocks, and then of course your quilt is going to be shorter, so you might need to add some more blocks. But I just wanted to tell you this, there's really no change to the pattern. This is always an option. Now each block is 2 inches longer than it is wide, so just take that into account. You can play with the sizes that way. So I'm going to take all of my blocks to my design wall and lay them all out and give you some more tips once we have it all laid out. So here's my quilt all laid out. This is the lap size. And as you can see, you probably don't see the bottom 2 rows, but I have it all laid out, alternating the block 1 and block 2. Now I like to, once I have this all laid out, I look for patterns in my fabrics that are kind of a standout. This is a very unique set of fabrics that I used for this one, so it does have this really blendy, artsy look already. But of course there are patterns that stand out, and what happens is if you have them really close to each other, then you kind of your eye tends to gravitate toward it. And so I usually try to avoid that. So I will always lay it out, step back, I will take a photo, and then I look at that photo on a smaller scale. So the quilts are on a smaller scale. If I see that there's something that, oh, I might want to turn this or move this color away, that's so easy with this pattern because we can easily turn the blocks because there are no seams nesting anywhere. You can turn these blocks, you can turn block 1s and play with the position of those prints. So think about that before you start sewing the blocks together. We do horizontal rows, so sew the top row together and the next one. For pressing, easy peasy. Always press towards block 2 because we have no seams on those sides. That is going to give you the best kind of result with the least amount of bulky seams. So always press towards block 2 in every row. Then when you join the rows, it's going to be really easy to nest everything. And you can just then press those long seams either way, press them downwards or upwards, or you can press them open. There's not a whole lot of seams coming together, so pressing one direction is not going to give you any issues. But that is it for our strip cocktail quilt. Now I'm going to get my rows together and finish it all off. And then I'd love to give you some suggestions on some quilting patterns. So here I have my finished strip cocktail quilted. I don't know if you can tell this on the screen, but the pattern I chose is called Fork in the Road. We chose a light blue color for the thread, and it really blends in nicely because of all the blue tones in the quilt. This Fork in the Road, why did I choose this one? The thing is with this quilt, it's very linear. Of course, we got the strips going this way and across, and then we got square. So everything's square or rectangle, so you want to give it a little bit of a motion, some roundness. And this one is also irregular, so it really creates a really good texture. I'll show you the back. For the back, we used kind of a lighter gray, but you can see kind of the texture and the scaling. This is about, I would say, 3/4 of an inch in the widest parts, maybe 1/2 inch some parts, so it's still nice and cuddly, and it's going to scrunch up really, really well once it's washed. But this Fork in the Road, oddly enough, the other sample that we just made of strip cocktail, which is out of the Echo collection, we also used the same quilting pattern. I know that's hard to see on there, but that's the same quilting pattern, Fork in the Road, and that's I think it's by Intelligent Quilting. Now here are some other great ones if you are looking for inspiration. Again, this is one of my favorites. This is called malachite. This is a very popular kind of a modern texture. I love it because it's just squiggly, has a little bit of a, going into a spiral and then back out, but it's irregular. So it's kind of a modern version of a stipple, and I think it creates a great texture. Would be great for this quilt. If you want something a little more traditional, but yet not, this one is called oblique. We've used this one quite a bit. I really actually enjoy how this one turns out too, because it's a little bit of a feather reaction, a little bit of a swoops and hooks, and but really actually irregular once it quilts all the way out. This one is by Urban Elements. And then just for a little bit of a texture, I love this one. It's simple, easy to quilt. It's raffia, and it has a little bit of a horizontal feel to it. So that's going to cross all those vertical lines in the strips and create a really, really great texture. So I hope you find something that you enjoy to quilt it with. Of course, you can always do this linearly on your domestic sewing machine or do some free motion fun on these beautiful strip cocktail quilts.
All right, and there you have it. There is part 3 of the strip cocktail strip along. I'm obsessed with this quilt.
Yeah, the fabric makes it look so much different than the pattern. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah.
And I think every quilt is like this, but it really is amazing where the quilt will take on a completely different form and kind of flow depending on what fabrics you use. And I think even the original one, if you compare the original quilt that it was on the front of the pattern to this one, it's like it almost looks like two completely different patterns.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that. And as you work on these, please remember to post your pictures, your progress pictures, in the crew on Facebook. We love seeing those. And it's just great to kind of get cheered on and then cheer others on too. And of course, we want to see them. So yeah. All right. Let's move on to one of the best parts of Happy Friday. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
All right. This is Show and Tell. Let's do it. All right, so first up we have Pippa by Bonnie, and that looks like some Marcia Dursey fabric.
Yeah, I recognize it. I don't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, is it Best of Marcia Dursey?
Maybe.
Maybe. Anyway, I know Marcia Dursey from a mile away, and I'm loving this quilt. Great job, Bonnie.
Someone will know in the comments.
Oh yeah. All right, and then we have Aurora by Jennifer, and Jennifer is reading my mind because Aurora is the next quilt that I will be working on. Jennifer, if you have any tips, please let me know, because I am a little bit intimidated, but like all of our GE patterns, they are way harder they're way easier than they actually look.
Way harder.
They're way harder than that. No, way easier than they actually look.
Are you going to be doing colorful skies or just the regular Aurora?
I'm doing it out when we still have some of this bundle. It's Midnight Flora.
Oh, nice.
With a black glaze background.
Nice.
Getting really cosmic with it. All right, who do we have next? We have Winnie by Debbie. This is awesome. I love those colors, and that white background really just provides the perfect canvas for those colors to pop. Great job, Debbie. And then we have Jolie by Judy. Jolie is another one of those quilts where depending on what fabric you use, it just takes on a completely different life or a life of its own. Judy, I'm loving this one. Oh, hey, look at this Mia by Lane. I don't know if I've seen a Mia look like that before. That is really cool. You've got some earthy tones in there. You've got some bright blues. Nice. And then we have the Lovely Day Blooming Bouquet kit, and this was done by Melinda. Great job, Melinda. I love that panel in the middle. It is so striking. And then we have Velocity by Cheryl. You know, I've looked at doing Velocity a few times. It's really cool to see it pop up here and there. I really like that gray background too. Again, kind of providing that blank slate or that muted slate for the colors to pop. Great job, Cheryl. And then we have Lil Algorithm by Marcy. This one is super cool. Again, those earthy tones. You've got some nice soft whites and sort of beiges. Great, great job, Marcy. And then we have Felicity by Cindy. That is such a beautiful, beautiful quilt. I love the purple border on it. Those greens, I mean, green is my favorite color, so of course that's what I'm gonna notice. Wow, this looks amazing. Nice job, Cindy.
Kind of reminds me of New Orleans.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. Awesome. All right, well, that is show and tell for this week. All right, so we've got some stuff to talk about that we didn't get to talk about on Tipsy Tuesday, and I want to take a moment to just say thank you so much for your patience while we had some technical difficulties. We got it all figured out, and we're back again now. So, Mr. GP, something is happening on Sunday.
That's right. Very important day.
A very, very important day. That's right, Sunday is Mother's Day, and depending on who you are, or how good of a gift giver you are, this might be like the best day for you or the one that causes a lot of stress because you want to get that gift just right. Well, at GE here, we have created a Mother's Day gift guide. So this is going to be an awesome tool to use just to figure out, depending on your price range, depending on maybe the style of the mom you're buying for, this is going to be your tool to get the best stuff ever. So we have gifts under $25, and these are going to be things like point trimmers, some notions. This is a great way to get someone started into quilting and not have to put a lot of money down up front. Then we have gifts under 50, and so these are going to be a lot of our books. We've got Stripology quickies there. And speaking of getting people starting on quilting, that is the book I recommend all the time. And then if you are in the mood to treat yourself or a person near and dear to you, we've got gifts to treat yourself. And so those are going to be things like our Stripology quilting case. And we've got something to talk about that. We have something to say about that in just a second. But the last thing we have is time-saving tools. And so these are our Stripology essentials. They're going to be basically, again, if you want to get someone started, look into the time-saving tools sort of tab, because that's going to be where you can get someone set up to be a stripologist for the rest of their life. And if you are shopping for someone who might already shop a lot at GE and you're not sure if they already own some of this stuff, never can go wrong with a gift card. So now, the cool thing that we are also doing is with the Treat Yourself option or the Treat Yourself tab for the Mother's Day gift guide, we have a special promotion going on where if you buy the Stripology quilting case, you will also get a mystery bundle for free. And the way that works is you just go, you purchase you add the Stripology quilting case to your cart. You should get a prompt that says, do you want to add a mystery bundle? If you don't see that, you can still go in and add a mystery bundle to your cart, and at checkout you will see that the mystery bundle has a $0 price. And that's our little gift to you. And again, that theme of getting people into quilting or getting people into this beautiful craft of quilting, can't go wrong with giving them one of the best tools out there and also getting them fabric to start with. So that is our Mother's Day gift guide. Happy early Mother's Day to all of you mothers and caregivers. We wouldn't be here without you, or at least I certainly wouldn't. GP, anything you'd like to say to all the moms out there?
Shout out to you.
Well said. All right. So moving on, another thing we have that isn't necessarily a part of the gift guide, but something to consider is our perfect pairing gift boxes. So these aren't necessarily Mother's Day specific. You can get them for anybody, but they are hitting at a great time. So with these perfect pairing boxes, you are getting some fabric, you are getting some notions, you are getting some tools, you're getting some treats, and also you are getting a recipe booklet and some, I guess for the treats, you're getting some G-Easy chocolate balls. There's no secret there. But we have a bunch of different variations of these boxes. So we can go through them pretty quickly here. We've got Arabesque, we have Celestial Gardens, we have Counter, We have Evening on the Prairie. We have Flora and Form, Golden Hour, Haberdashery.
And that one is a flannel.
Yes, that is a flannel. Infatuation, Ink and Ivory. And that pretty much sums it up. Now, the thing I want to make note here is each box is going to have a different pattern. So pay attention to the pattern that, if you're purchasing one, pay attention to the pattern and also pay attention to the fabric. And we've got something for everyone. So I can't wait to see the pictures come in of what people have made with their perfect pairing boxes. All right.
Got a question for you.
Michael, how was Chicago? Chicago was awesome. I did way too much shopping. I got to see so many fans. Shout out to Diane Deacon. She saved us. She showed up halfway through, I think, the second day with a huge, huge bag of snacks and treats for us. And I think that was one of the main things keeping me going while we're standing in the booth all day. So it was so great to see you all. And yeah, what an awesome show. And it's always cool to introduce people to the world of Stripology. So yeah, and it's always cool to see Mr. HP behind the counter, right?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Yep.
I just wanted to share this one too.
Oh yeah, nice. Oh well, we've got some stuff to say about that too, but we'll leave it there.
Perfect.
We were selling the wool mats at the Fiber and Fabric Festival. I think it's Fiber and Fabric. Fabric and Fiber. I don't know. It's one of the two. We were there,
not me.
We were there. The wool mats were there, and it was really cool to see people get to hold them in person. So speaking of new releases, we have got something coming in June that we are excited about. We have some new Quilt As You Go printed batting kits, and this is the Spring Fling table runner. So in this one, you can see that one right there has Nordic Summer as the fabric way. The other one is Bali Song. I mean, you can really use any fabric, and it's going to look amazing. And they're so easy to do, too. Oh, yeah, Mr. HP, thanks. Yeah, Mr. HP and I, we tore through the barbecue chips and oh gosh, what was it? Oh, the chocolate-covered pretzels. Okay. And I think there was something else. Oh, yes. The next one is Log Jam. We have Log Jam Table Runner, and that one is in Flora and Form. Now, just keep in mind that it is just the printed batting kit. It's not the fabric itself, but you can absolutely get Flora and Form and make your own batting kit or make your own table runner out of that. We also have it in Nordic Summer, and I'm just super excited about all of this stuff. Now, as a reminder, this all ships in June, so pre-order it now and have it by June. All right. Now, someone had made a comment about the QAYG wool pressing mats, and yes, the rumors are true. The wool mat replacements have been delivered and are ready to be ordered. All the replacements have been shipped, and if you have any concerns or questions, just please send us an email at help@gequiltdesigns.com. Now, for those of you who aren't aware of what the wool pressing mats are, I can kind of talk you through that real quick. So, what it is it's a wool pressing mat, but it has a silicone tray that actually snaps onto, or the wool snaps onto the tray itself. Now, this silicone is heat resistant and water resistant, meaning that you can lightly steam your fabrics and put that heat on the fabric and the wool mat, and that silicone tray is going to stop that heat from getting onto the surface below it. And it was really cool to hear someone purchased one at the Chicago show, and they had said, oh, this is awesome because the retreat I go to doesn't allow me to use wool mats because it might warp the table underneath. And so she bought this one with the idea in mind of, well, now I can use my wool mat on retreats and not, damage the surface underneath. They come in two sizes. First size, I don't have the measurements. One is smaller, one is larger. The smaller one is for the quick pressing sort of next to your sewing table. And the larger one is awesome because that can actually press a full fat quarter, or a full half yard. And so that one would probably be more your stationary pressing station. So those are the wool mats. They have, like I said, been shipped. If you have any questions, just send us an email, help@gequiltdesigns.com. Otherwise, if you're interested in getting one, now is your chance. Now is your time to get it. How'd I do, Mr. GP? Did I get through all that stuff?
You're killing it.
Nice. All right, hydration break.
Had one question for you.
Yeah. We have printed batting for bags and totes. So we don't have printed batting for bags and totes, but we have single-sided fusible batting that you could use for bags and totes. And honestly, I think this is kind of like the GE motto. You don't need to follow everything line by line by line. Use your creativity, get some of that single-sided fusible batting, draw your own pattern onto it, and then make your own sew by numbers. You really can't go wrong. And at the end of the day, it's your bag, you know? So go crazy with it.
We do have plenty of patterns for bags and totes, though.
And we have plenty of patterns for bags and totes. If you are someone, I know I gave that whole sort of self-empowerment spiel, and also I couldn't do anything without a pattern. So if you're like me, we also have patterns for bags and totes. But kind of the middle of the road answer to what you were asking, the single-sided fusible batting I think would be a great place to start. Okay. So we have some fabric, and I'm almost nervous to say this, but I did some practicing on how to do a good fabric pull, because I know you all love me, but I think it's okay to admit that my fabric pulls needed some work. So let's get started. We are going to be showing, it was Spruce by Sharon Holland for Art Gallery Fabrics, and let's get started here. So the first print, and I know what you are all thinking, it looks a little bit, I'm gonna say like Christmassy right off the bat, but I feel like there is, or holiday-y. There is so much you can do, and there's a lot of variation in this bundle, as we're about to see. So opening up the first print here, we've got some nice mushrooms. We've got, I don't even want to guess at what kind of flower that is, but nice.
Don't ask me.
What? Don't ask you. All right, and then moving on to our next, moving on to our next print here. This one is nice. This actually, not that it's relevant at all, but it reminds me of, I was in somewhere in Europe and I bought a bandana that had almost this exact same print on it. So I might just have to get this just out of nostalgia for that. Okay, moving on, we've got this print here. And this is a little bit more, I don't know if tame is the right word, but we've got more of a solid background with just little speckles of color. This is something that would be nice to have your eyes rest on as you're sort of working through the pattern, or as someone's kind of making their way looking at your quilt. And then we've got, deco stitch. I'm doing this wrong already. Deco stitch. Now this is a basic from us, right?
Yeah, I believe that's Deco Stitch Topiary.
Okay, Deco Stitch Topiary. So can't go wrong with Deco Stitch. I love the little bits of movement in this fabric and just in all of Deco Stitch. It's a really nice addition to the bundle.
I feel like that one brings all the greens together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then we kind of get, well not kind of, we do get away from the greens and we move into these really, really, really striking reds. And it's upside down. That's why it looks weird. Hang with me, folks. There we go. So this one is, we've got a deep red background with some fences. It looks like a little church or a steeple. We've got some sheep. We've got some ducks and some trees. This one is where it stops, or why, to me, it doesn't necessarily feel like a complete holiday line, but rather sort of rustic farmhouse. I mean, we've got the mushrooms, we've got the foliage and the plants, and then we move into more of a sort of rural landscape. So really, I mean, if you want to use this for holidays, go right ahead, and also know that you don't have to be limited to that. And then keeping with that red theme, we've got this print here with these tiny little, I don't want to call them flowers, but they kind of look like flowers. What would you call them, Mr. GP?
It's a good question. Yeah, just
Thank
like flower buds.
Flower
maybe.
buds. There we go. All right. And then the, I don't want to call it the hero print, but one of the more striking lines or fabrics in this line is this one here. And so we've got some beautiful, beautiful roses and some striking green leaves with some buds here. This is, I think, one of my favorite parts of this entire bundle is just how much this pops. And again, it really can go either way. If you want to make this a holiday fabric or a fabric line, go for it. If you want to keep it more so like multi-seasonal, it has room for that too. And then we've got some pomegranates. So we're moving away from the red now, but not completely. So we've got, I would say like this is a pretty, it's coming out maybe a little orange on the camera, but it's, I would say more of like a dark beige, closer to a khaki. And we've got some pomegranates, some flowers there, some nice pops of green. Again, you can see how almost every piece of fabric in this line plays off of one another in just such a cool, cool way. All right, moving on. If I can get my fabric to cooperate with me. Here we go. This one I think is, I don't know, I like it. I like how it's a little bit of a break from the florals and it's just very structured and minimalist, but also eye-catching. Again, this is a darker sort of beige, again, that khaki idea. And it's just some teacups. So if you've got a pattern that needs maybe a larger print and you want to kind of focus on these teacups, I think this is great for that. And because there has been so much color in this line, we wanted to break it up and we've got just some nice, I think they're poppies. Yeah, I think they're poppies. But very traditional looking, but also I think just the way that they move and the colors being used, it is still quite modern too. This one to me ties everything else together. All right, how am I doing on the fabric pull so far, Mr. GP?
You're doing great.
Nice, okay. I think I know what I'm doing, folks.
Oh, you do.
All right, and now we've got like more of a plaid sort of print here. This is where I think you can make the case that if you wanted to make this a holiday quilt, this is the fabric that really kind of seals the deal on that. But also, it doesn't have to be.
Make a cool binding.
Absolutely, that's a great idea. All right, and then our last piece here for this line is this nice calm white with some, here, let me show you it here. Some nice calm white with, some kind of flower. I don't know if it's like botanically correct, but some nice pops of red here on a calm white background. Can't go wrong with that. I love when my head gets right underneath the camera so everyone can tell me if I'm balding or not. And if you see any hair loss, keep it to yourself.
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Okay. And then should I do the Wideback for this next, or do we want to do the coordinating 1 yards?
Let's do the pull first.
Okay. Let me move my water. Let's see here. Okay. So for the 1 yard pulls, oh, nice.
Shout out
got
to
the
you.
right idea.
We need to get some more of that again.
Oh, absolutely. All right. So for our 1 yard pulls, we have to start with Stash Stitches Olive. Now, again, this is olive, and it is really calming while also still having a little bit of personality itself. And I don't even think I need to ask for your help anymore of where the 1 yards go. And then we've got Grunge Fur. This one is deep, moody, broody, but also inviting. I really, really like this one. Yeah, Brenda says, what a beautiful and interesting bundle. I agree. You can't really place it on the map anywhere in terms of sort of the style of it. And I think that's what's so charming about it. Oh, I met Brenda at the Fiber and Fabric show. It is Fiber and Fabric show. It's nice to see you here, Brenda. And we've got that Deco Stitch topiary. That was the Deco Stitch here that Mr. GP and I were talking about. Actually, I'm going to put that one down here. I'm learning.
Getting a little off screen there.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Keeping me on my toes here. All right. Then the next is All Is Bright. This is a All Is Bright diagonal plaid green check. So just like what the name said, I think this one is really, really nice, and I think it harmonizes pretty well with the plaid we already have here. Then, speaking of plaid, we have Mistletoe and Holly plaid barn red. I love when the fabric is just exactly what it is. So with this 1 yard, we do have, I would say, like a streak of mint green. It might be a little bit hard to see, but it's there. And then we move into Stash Stitches Wine. So this is just like the Stash Stitches Olive. This is the wine variation of it. I like it. It's very deep, very moody. Put that one right there. And then keeping with the wine theme, we've got Canvas Merlot. So a little bit brighter than the, what was this one? The wine. A little bit brighter than the wine, but I really like this. I love canvas, so it's an easy sell for me. There we go. And then we have Magic Dot Cherry. It's just a nice bright red while also kind of grounding everything with these darker red spots on it. Next, we are going into Thatched Cocoa. And I believe, was it Pickens is her last name, the one who did Thatched. I met her in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to, oh gosh, it's gonna.
Is it Robin?
Robin Pickens, yeah. I got to meet her. I got a pattern from her. Lovely, lovely woman, and makes some great fabric. This is Thatched Cocoa. Can't go wrong with it. I hope I'm right about that. I think it's Robin Pickens that does Thatched.
I think so too.
Okay, because I was in the booth and I saw Thatched, and I was like, we have that.
They'll let us know in the comments.
Yeah, they certainly will. All right, then we have Deco Stitch Cinnamon Sugar. This is, I would say, sort of the midpoint between these two colors here. I really, really like it, and I think Cinnamon Sugar is just the perfect description for it, because it definitely is that color. All right, and then we move into our lighter ones. We've got Magic Dot Christmas. So this is going to, it's the white with the gray, green, and red dots on it. This one, I think, is where it starts to get a little bit more like a holiday. Move that right there. Robin Pickens, okay. Yep. Oh, nice. Thank you, Diane. Then we have Canvas Antique White. This one is, so it's white, but it has a little bit of, I don't want to say movement, but it's got some texture to it, which I think is really, really nice. So you're not just staring at just white. Speaking of texture, we have Grunge Natural. Darker white, I would say closer to a cream, but lots of texture on in the print itself. So very, very cool. All right, now, should I go into the Wideback or should we leave it there? Okay, let's go into the Wideback. I'm on a roll now. I'm confident. So for the Wideback, that for this poll, we have, is it Snowflake Fog? Snowfall Fog. So let me pull this out here. This is just gorgeous. Now, I love how silver and it's like silver and gray at the same time. We've got, it almost looks like hand-painted snowflakes on the fabric itself. So beautiful. What I would love to see this as a backing on a quilt made from this bundle. Can't go wrong with it. I really hope someone does get this, and if you do, I always say, please send us what you created with it, because it is so cool to show this fabric and then see what people end up making with it. So
here's the picture of it.
Oh, yeah.
Shows the color a little better, I think.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, that was Spruce by Sharon Holland for Art Gallery Fabrics.
Wonderful. It's kind of just more wintry than holiday,
yeah.
if that makes sense. More seasonal, I guess.
You should have interrupted me way before. Michael, it's wintry. Yes, we aren't even into summer yet. We can't be thinking about can't be thinking about the holidays.
I mean, I'm ready for winter again.
I know you like your snowboarding.
Yep.
Okay. I've only snowboarded once, and I thought I did a pretty good job, but also that just means I didn't fall over. So still haven't been skiing.
We'll get him back on the board next year.
What's that?
Said we'll get him back on the board next year.
Yes, exactly. All right. So that is what we have for the fabric today. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me while I worked through that fabric. We have a new customer winner that we should probably shout out. So the question was, do you like pie, and which is your favorite? And Selwyn Knapp said that she loves pie, especially cherry. So Selwyn, you are our winner. Congrats. They have to send us an email, right?
We'll be reaching out to them. If not, it's always good to just send.
Yes.
Help at gequiltdesigns.com.
Exactly. GP's got it. All right. Well, we made it through the gauntlet. We did 2 shows in one and under 40 minutes. I'm kind of impressed with myself. I hope I talked slow enough. If I didn't, just wind me down to like 2.5 speed.
There you go.
Or half speed, and then I might sound like a normal person.
You did great.
All right, so we've got, I should ask, do we have any questions, any comments?
I didn't see anything.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the shows coming up next week. Next Tuesday, we have Tipsy Tuesday, and that is going to be at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Following that, we have Happy Friday, and that is at 12 p.m. next Friday. And that is going to do it for us here, I think, for this week. Unless, Mr. GP, you have anything else to say?
That's all, folks.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Grab a drink, grab some fabric, get to crafting. The weekend is just ahead. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you later.
Bye, everyone.
Sunrise shining through my sewing room, coffee brewing, fabric in bloom, stacks of color lined up clean, living out that GE dream. Rulers and steady hands, turning yardage into plans, from Minnesota down to the seas. We're stitching joy with GE. Every cut so straight and true, confidence in what we do. Sets me free. I love quilting, stripology, harmony. Line it up and let it glide. Watch those perfect pieces slide. Oh, I love quilting, sewing community. Lay your fabric here. Cut it right there.